Hi guys, welcome back to Path of Enlightenment Tarot. I am Nicole for those of you who don't know me. If you're new to the channel, welcome. For those of you returning, welcome back. Libra, I will say, I was doing my thing this morning to see who was going to get the first readings for March, and I thought it was funny. You guys had the most views, I think, in February or close to it, something like that, and so Libra, here we are. This is going to be your reading for March of 2023, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Cross watchers, if that's you, welcome as well, and discern the messages accordingly. I hope you guys have had a good month, and we're going to just jump right into it. Hope you guys are doing well and fantastic, and I'm trying to eliminate the cat hair. I was gone for a couple of days, and the cat decided that laying on the table here was going to be the thing to do. So we're disseminating cat hair as we go. I think I got the majority of it, but he was feeling quite comfortable. All right, Libra, let's see for the month of March, what do we got going on for you guys? Spirits, guides. It's funny, I've been reading Brené Brown's Atlas of the Heart, and I spend my mornings oftentimes reading through that book. And this morning in that, she talked about hope, breaking down of hope, and that hope is not an emotion, but yet the hope card comes out for you. So let's see how that plays into your reading for you guys. Libra. I'm gonna, I hate delivering tough messages, but it's part of what I do, right? So Libra, Spirit is saying right off the bat, tough times are ahead. You're going to have to find a way to curtail some strong emotions, I feel like. You're going to have to learn to think before you act. Remember where situations have led you in the past. I pulled the Wisdom of the House of Night Oracle to kind of get an overview as to what we're going to be dealing with during this reading. And I have the reminder, hope, and obedience with the High Priestess of Air underneath. And this is a 6 coming back around. I feel like you guys are going to be tried in a way that you're going to have to remember what doesn't work and what did. I feel like that this hope is about you changing directions. And I know I've said this before in other videos, but insanity, doing the same thing over and over again, and expecting a different result. And when things are getting out of hand, you may feel confined to being in a certain space that you're going to have to learn how to work with others. And I feel like this is going to be a bit of a struggle for you moving, I feel like primarily towards the end of March for some reason. 10, there may be a need to forget about the past or wanting to forget about the past. But there's something here, and I think it was Libra, and pardon me if I'm wrong, where we had talked about, oh hell, it just left my mind. Basically just doing something different. I can't exactly remember now, so sorry. There's so many readings that I do, personal and on here, and it's hard to keep track of them all. But the energy to me feels very familiar for you guys for some reason right now. So I feel like we may have talked about this in the past. But I feel like there's a breakdown of understanding that you need to get in alignment. You need to get together to be able to work with people. And you may be getting advice at this time too that you're not, I feel like you're feeling confined. I feel like you're feeling confined, excuse me, in how you have to behave. This is very much about behavior and the action that you're taking. You're going to have to tone it down. So for some of you, it may feel restrictive at this time, but the need to tone down so that you don't step into, Spirit's calling it a landmine. So we're going to leave it at that, and we're going to clarify a few things before we get too far into this. But I feel like you guys are going to have to change it up somehow. So let's see, right? All right, let's clarify this. Reminder, please, Spirit. The 3 of Wands. Yeah, I said, and how you're communicating or something to that effect. My brain is not functioning right today. This may have been some time ago. You may have traveled. To me, this is traveling a different path. This is a different path. This is a different way. but you're holding on to things of the past that are not, they're not serving your higher good. They're not helping you to close out a cycle. And I feel like it's like seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, but refusing to allow yourself to get there at this time. So whatever this situation is, yeah, 6 of Wands, it is holding you back from a higher purpose. It's holding you back from victory and success. There's a lot of, I feel like the action that you're desiring to take, you're going to definitely want to think about what you're doing before you do it. Because I feel as if Spirit just keeps saying times are tough. So you may be in this times are tough kind of a feeling, but you're going to have to settle yourself. Hope, Ace of Cups, something new, trying to start off on something new. Too many, but let me take a look at these. The 7 of Cups in reverse, the 9 of Swords in reverse, the 10 of Cups. Spirit is saying you may be dealing with somebody of the past, and that's leaving you very much in your headspace, like where you desired to have something. So you may be reflecting back to on something. You may be missing someone. There may be some nostalgia there that is, I almost feel like you guys are torn between worlds. Very interesting feeling that I have. 5 of Swords. You feel cheated, you feel neglected, you feel left out, you feel like it's almost self-sabotage. So I'll say this, that if some of you are dealing with situations, you know, it's not always tied necessarily to a specific person. It doesn't have to be relationships, right? But if you're thinking back to about situations of the past that you had once held hope in, and I kind of feel like some of you are holding that hope out one more time, but it's self-sabotaging, whatever this is that needs to be healed. And I was kind of picking up on that before I even sat down to do your reading. I kind of take some time to myself before I do these readings, whether it's meditating, you know, we can meditate while we're washing the dishes, whatever, but I allow those messages to start to come in. And it talked about, where was this going again? Oh my God. You guys, to me, this is like a reminder that you're forgetting certain aspects of yourself, or certain aspects of things that it's almost like you're mentally blocking how it wasn't serving of you. So, but I feel like some of you are going back to the past. You may be thinking about another person or another situation. And there's a need to recognize that it didn't work, right? Like if it just doesn't work, it doesn't work. But this Daughter of Swords, or this Page of Swords, I don't feel like you know how to have honest communication with this person. And when I say honest, I don't mean that you're lying, but the honest communication, the failure of that is just to truly speak about what it is that you feel, why you're in this place of taking these actions that to me are very act now, think later, which can tend to get us into some trouble, right? It doesn't matter what sign you are. Operating from that space can be very defeating, you know, of yourself. That obedience, 3 of Swords, I talked about that, like you're feeling confined, you're feeling restricted, it's bringing in some kind of heartbreak and pain tied to the situation. With the 6 of Pentacles, you're feeling like it's not fair and balanced. Again, that obedience card, the 10 of Wands in reverse, Ace of Pentacles in reverse. You know, Spirit keeps going. I mean, every card that I have clarified, Spirit continues to repeat, times are tough, times are tough. But are they tough, or are you making them harder than they need to be, is kind of how I feel about this as well. Because you may want things to be fair and balanced. You may see things differently. Again, I'm going back to torn between 2 separate worlds, and understanding how to let go of the past so that you can move forward into something new that allows for actual new growth and beginning. You cannot move forward with all of the pain and baggage in a healthy way if you continue to hold on to what happened yesterday. It is to clear the mind, to step outside of that. Hope within us is to feel our way through things and trust that everything is working out for us, to see something and put belief that even if we have no control of how things turn out, that we're hopeful that things will turn around. But you can have hope, but you also have to do the work that leads into that hope, and then the work thereafter that's going to change the direction of where it is that you're headed. So I feel like you guys are kind of stuck in that space right now. And I just realized, you know, I had my cards sitting there in the basket that I keep them in. And I just realized that one of these cards were in the upright position, and it happens to be all tied up. That obedience, again, feeling stuck, feeling stagnant, not sure what direction to go, feeling immersed in your emotions. You may not be able to see through your emotions clearly at this time. Libra, this is a tough start to the March readings. Goodness gracious. All right, Libra. So let's see, past, present, and future for Libra. Spirit is saying, give me 1 second here. You thought you had it all. When that cornucopia come out in the past, thought you had it all. Let's see for Libra, please, Spirit, for Libra. Present. Oh, we're dropping too many. Listen, you're going to have to, whatever you're dealing with, second chakra, our sacral chakra, how we, you know, our emotions to the outside world there, it's like they're blocked. They're blocked. Whatever you're doing, make sure you're coming at it from a good place. If you're coming through with anger or aggression, and I don't feel like it's so much aggression as it is pain. There's pain, excuse me, pain of past situations that are kind of taking you into this space where you're just acting instead of doing things with a compassionate heart. There's always the need to come from a compassionate space, to feel why we're doing the things we're doing, to understand why we're doing the things that we're doing. All right, this cornucopia, let's see. I've got the cornucopia, the angel of love and deceit. To me, Libra, I don't think this is a cross-watch reading. I think this is you. I want to go play fair. Play fair, be honest about why you are the way you are, why you feel the way you feel. This is very much about you getting yourself together. I feel like when you felt like you had it all, there was this, I feel like you thought you had mental clarity, but you weren't acting from that space. You've got the Queen of Swords in reverse, the Hermit, and the King of Wands in reverse. You know, if you're taking action, and there's that whole King of Wands to me in the reverse, like you wanted to move forward, right? Moving forward, the desire to move on, you know, stepping into something that felt good, but are you addressing the things from the past again that are taking you forward? If you've not healed these certain things, how are you going to step forward baggageless? You know, we all have baggage to some degree moving forward in life. But it's learning how to work through those emotions at that given time. And I don't feel like the work is being done, or it's like, okay, moving on. Like, this situation happened, I'm going to forget this situation and I'm just going to move forward. But during that time, you're supposed to be learning lessons. You're supposed to be addressing why things didn't work, how they didn't work, what role did you play in how it didn't work. But you stepped into a new beginning thinking that it would just change, that it would shift and move into something better, and not that it can't, and not that it still cannot do that if this reading is for you, right? However, you have to have the clarity around the situation or situations or persons or people, or primarily the self, so that you can have those learning experiences, so that you're not acting without integrity. You're not thinking, you know, acting and then thinking about it after the fact and going, now shit, I've got to dig myself out of this hole that I've created because I was just trying to be happy. And, you know, when these situations happen and separation occurs or whatever it might be, again, the wheel is shifting. The wheel is always about positive outcomes, getting to where you need to go, and that opportunity is there for you, but you're going to have to put the work in to get yourself there, and to sit down with yourself and do that self-reflection. That's shadow work, Libra. It changes the significance of your life and how you move forward, because I feel like there's this ebb and flow of high moments, low moments, high moments, low moments, and you're something like swinging from a monkey branch, right? Like, or a tree branch, like a monkey, that you're going from one extreme to the other, and just, it's like you get to a space where you forget how you got there to begin with, but it feels good, so we're going to relish in what feels good and not address the shit that doesn't. And then when we don't address the shit that doesn't, it's going to creep back up to the surface because it's like imprinted. It's imprinted in your emotions, it's imprinted in your soul, it's imprinted in the mind. So then we become triggered later on, and then we step back into that space of fear where we go, okay, I'm going to react out of this space of fear. I'm going to react out of this past trauma instead of healing it and addressing it so that we can move forward in a healthy way. So pay attention to that. Please pay attention to I'm going to say repetitive cycles. 6 of Pentacles, 7 of Cups. For not being a water sign, right? The emotions, there's a lot of fire energy here. I don't know, there's a lot of everything here, really. There's a mix. I feel like this is affecting your entire life at the end of the day. The 6 of Pentacles, the 7 of Cups. What next thing that I'm going to do is going to make me feel good? What's going to give me that egotistical high is kind of how that feels. And I think that you feel like you're operating from a loving space. Like you may, I'm going to say this, and I'm not here to rip you guys apart. I'm not here to make you feel bad, but I'm here to be honest with you, because that honesty, when we get very honest with ourselves, we change everything about our lives and how we do things, and for our higher good and for those around us as well, right? Our children, our families, our friends, our work, our whatevers. But I feel like your intention to do things the right way is there, but it's becoming clear, the need to become clear on it's not just a right now. It's not just about what feels good in the moment, because that's a Band-Aid. That's a temporary fix, right? Like you can cut your finger and you can wrap a Band-Aid around it, and yes, it stops the bleeding for that moment, but are you treating that cut? Are you putting, Neosporin or herbal remedies on it to help clean it up and keep the infection out? Because here's the thing, you've slapped the Band-Aid on time and time again, but the infection, the scars are still there. They've not been treated. And that's really how this feels. So it's like 7 of Cups energy. What's going to make me feel good right now? It's like what's giving to me right now is just where I'm going to invest my energy. And that's fine. They might be giving to you, but are you doing the healing work to be able to give back to that person or situation or whatever this is? The Tower, there you go. Something, 9 of Swords, you're gonna have to learn how to work well with others. That's just all there is to it. I feel like you were given a support system that was meant to help you learn this energy exchange. I don't know that if it doesn't fulfill you the way your ego is needing to be fulfilled in a given time, you're picking out the next best thing, right? That Band-Aid to cover it up for the moment. It's continuously creating internal tower moments time and again, and it's leaving you restless. It's leaving you upset. Spirit's even saying hungry. It's leaving you hungry. Now that hunger could be metaphorical for all the things that your body, your soul, your emotions, your mental capacities are desiring, but this could also be the physical hunger. Like, are you not taking care of yourself? You may find yourself overindulging in foods and stuff at this time as well. So be cautious, because you may be trying, with that 9 of Swords there, to me, it's kind of like you're trying to find a way to numb it. You're trying to find a way to numb the pain. Again, slap that Band-Aid on, cover it up, pretend it's like, if I don't see it, it doesn't exist. It does exist. It lives in our cellular structure because our experiences become imprinted in everything that we do. So that's really, that's that present energy. You mean well, but you're not addressing it so well. So, again, pay attention to how that feels, because it's like you want to come out, you want to explore, you want to open up, you want to create. But if you haven't done the work, you're going to continue to relive these cycles from past situations. Libra deceit, March. Let's see. Spirit again, times are tough. Times are tough. I feel like for some of you, and this isn't going to apply to all of you, for some of you, it's like you've been dealing with this probably the majority of your life, playing this cycle. And this could be part of your soul's path, part of your soul's work. The Deceit card clarified by the 7 of Swords, more deceit, judgment, choices, 6 of Cups. 6 of Cups in reverse. 8 of Cups in reverse. 3 of Pentacles in reverse. The 5 of Wands. There's a lot of fuckery and foolery, Libra. whatever the situation is, don't let it turn into an outsmarting. It, Spirit again is saying expressing how you feel. If you're upset that somebody stepped out, walked away, or they've betrayed you or hurt you somehow, they've lied, they've manipulated, whatever the situation might be, just say so. It's almost like you're stepping into some like resentful energy in a sense. Like you're going back and forth between my future, I'm going to give it love. The past, you know, I'm going to spit on it and stomp on it. Like that's how that feels to me. But this is also very much about the choices that you've made that have gotten you to where you are. You've got to heal that past. You've got to come to a sensible reason, and Spirit is saying conclusion on how you got into these past situations. And, you know, and I'll say this, like, we don't want to, you know, stay out of the sense of blaming everybody else, because no matter, like, it doesn't matter if it's me or any other sign or whatever it might be, we all play a very vital role in all of our situations. Not saying that we're not right or wrong. Like, I don't necessarily feel like there's a right or wrong per se. It's not always black and white, but to sit back and go, how did I partake in something and how can I do it differently next time? But to be open and honest, it's like split your heart open that up and see what's festering in there and why. What is it that you're carrying with you that have brought you into this space of feeling the need to be sneaky about stuff, or to be deceptive about things, or be obsessed over things? Because I feel like it's an obsession of things that were emotionally unfulfilling for you to begin with. I mean, I've got what I consider to be, anyhow, and I think most readers would probably agree, you've got that damn 5 of Swords, the 3 of Swords, the 7 of Swords there. You've got the 6 of Cups in reverse. You've got the 7 of Cups in the upright. Like, when I'm looking at the emotional space and I'm looking at that mental, it's self-sabotaging behavior. It's sabotage the whole way around. You've got the damn Tower there on top of it all, you know? So it's like, you really have to pay attention to what it is that's living within you if you want to change the trajectory of the path that you're moving forward on in life. You get to make that decision. And even if your past decisions didn't work out, my God, offer it forgiveness. My God, offer it peace, because I feel like for some of you, it's like, if I give you forgiveness, that means I don't hurt. My feelings aren't validated. Yeah, they are. You have the right to feel however you need to feel, but to carry it with you, to not resolve it, to not unpack that bullshit. When you go home, I mean, take your suitcase home after you've been on a trip. Do you not unpack? You put everything right back where it was. You start over at home. Same thing. You're moving forward and you're carrying this baggage, this suitcase, this shit with you into every other situation. And it's like you've crammed everything in there, tucked it away, and I'm just going to drag it along. That's exhausting. Stop it. Stop it, stop it, stop it. You guys are you're putting in more effort in all the wrong things that you don't have to, is how Spirit is saying it. So you're giving into things, but carrying all of that with you. You're exhausting yourself mentally. Spirit is saying, do you want to have dementia? Like, do you want to wear yourself out so mentally that you don't know if you're coming or going? Spirit is also saying, address your stress levels. So for some of you, may be very stressed out during the month of March. Maybe this is something that you're already experiencing, but you need to address this. Don't carry that with you. It's not healthy. It's not healthy at all. I don't know why. I feel like I need to pull a couple more of these for Libra. Anything extra Libra for Libra? Spirit. Anything extra for Libra? Guys, Page of Cups, 10 of Cups, the 5 of Pentacles. For some of you, 3 of Cups, we got 6 of Swords. It's time to move on. You know, again, all the Cups energy that I'm seeing is very small. I do think you guys are trying to operate from a place that offers tints and hints of love. And you want to reach that 10 of Cups. You want to reach that happiness. You want to reach that fulfillment. But you keep going back into this space of what you've lost or what you feel you should have had and don't have. you know, again, instead of addressing it for what it is, acknowledging it, healing it, working with it, you're just turning your back to it. And you can continue to turn your back to it all that you want, but it's not going to go away. It's like that ugly shadow that just continues to follow you, right? It's always going to be there until you address it. And for each of you, it's going to be very different on what it is. You know, I tell people all the time too, there's another thing, like our emotions, like we all, like there's so many arrays of emotions, and we have these emotions, and we all have had those emotions come into our lives one way or another. But every person's situation as to how they got to those emotions is very different. Our circumstances of how we get there are different, but the feeling is always the same. We've all been in despair. We've all been happy. We've all been angry. We've all been sad. But it's learning to not let those emotions own us, to resolve them, because giving forgiveness out to somebody else and giving it to yourself, I feel like for some of you, again, you know, again, won't resonate with everybody, but this is a lifelong thing of learning how to be forgiving of yourself and finding a way to not just slap a Band-Aid on something so that you can move on and pretend to be happy. It's like a fake facade. So continue. If you've already started some healing work, you may have just hit a rough patch right now where it's going to require a stronger effort to get through it. For others of you, if you've not started this healing work, for the love of God, please do it. Please step into that right now, because you need that. You need it because Spirit wants you to move forward. They want you to move on. They want you to be in a healthy, happy place so that you can reach that 10 of Cups that you so desire. But you've got to put the work in and get out of the headspace of going, I don't have, or I got neglected, I got left out, I got whatever. Because you're, and Spirit's saying, if you continue to be in that space, you're going to pass that forward to your children or to, you know, future generations to come. You're leaving that imprint in your structures. You're leaving that imprint as to who you are. You're sending that resentment forward, or that anger, or that frustration, or the lack of forgiveness. You're sending it forward. Our idea of here being in this 3D world is to heal, to understand soul's growth, to dig deeper into it, peel back the layers of that onion, get to the core of this festering, of this pain, of this, the desire to not acknowledge it and go, why am I in this, and how can I change this? Because I want to be happy. I want to genuinely be happy. I want you guys to be genuinely happy. But as long as you're in this, it's like a fungus. If you don't heal this fungus, you're going to stay in this for a very long time. So time to make shift, Libra. Time to shift. Let's get you guys some advice, and then we're going to close it out. And I just want to say, like, things will, you have an idea of what happiness looks like to you. It's there, but you can't skip steps. You can't skip steps. You may feel like somebody owes you an apology too. And you may not, you have to reconcile yourself to the fact that you may never get that apology. But in the same time, but you can express how you feel. You can be open and vulnerable. You can step into that and address it. And how they respond is not your problem, but how you respond is yours. Spirit of gratitude, be thankful for the experiences that you've had. They've helped to shape you to who you are, but you have to do the healing work. Close encounters. I think for some of you, and it's right over that 10 of Cups, for some of you, you may felt like you were at a place at some point in your life, and maybe even it's now, it's again going to be different for each of you, where you thought you almost had it all kind of feeling, and maybe it didn't quite work. Or for some of you, you may almost be there, but you've got to overstep this hurdle of whatever pain or baggage you're carrying forward so that you can have these new beginnings, so that you can release, and Spirit is saying expectation, to release the expectation of how things are and just be in flow with the state of what's coming in for you. Trust the experience. But you're going to have to come from, stop lying to yourself. Your body and soul is craving. That hunger, I think, is a craving. There's smoke and mirrors. Again, it reminds me of that lying, deceit. You cannot create your heart. Oh my God, Libra. This message, I can't even stand it right now. This is craziness. The smoke and mirrors, a burst of magic, you know, again, another 6 things coming back around. They're going to continue to come back around until you're honest with yourself, until you're honest with the people that you're dealing with. I feel like you want to be like a magician. You want to pop out of this experience and be like, oh, I'm new. I'm ready to move forward. But you're going to have to be real and honest. You're going to have to be raw about who you are and what it is that you desire. And I feel like if you can do that, your ability to work with others is just going to transform in a way that I don't think you've ever imagined that it could. But it's kind of like we'll just cloud the background, we'll cloud the past, and we'll just move forward and pretend that nothing ever happened. It's deceitful. You're deceiving yourself more than anything. Underlying, a grand symphony, quieting the mind, a great big love. To me, this is about the desire to have. The soft, comforting, loving, beautiful Libra inside of each of you wants to have that internal peace and wants to have love and wants to have beautiful relationships and partnerships and situationships and workships and all the ships in between. But you have to do the inner work to get there. And that 9 and that 5 and that 8 is a reminder to me that you have got to do the interpersonal work within the soul so that you can start new cycles rather than repeating old ones. That's very much how I feel about that. Because you get to create what your next chapter looks like. You get to close out cycles that are going to open you up to something more. But slapping a Band-Aid on things and just going, poof, here I am, ready for something new. You're not. You're not at all. You're deceiving yourself. So Libra, rough message, but a good message. I don't feel bad about this. Like, this is shedding light on the areas of you that need to be opened up, that need to be healed. Like, I just feel like I just want to go open your chest, just open it up and just let out the pain and the frustration of the past and the confines that you feel you're bound to because you don't want to address the hurt. Address the hurt because it's going to free you. You're not doing this for somebody else. You're doing this for your internal your well-being and peace. Because within lives a good soul, but are you going to let that soul shine through? You know, we have the evolved and the unevolved of every sign. Allow yourself to step into the evolved. Evolve into understanding. Evolve into your emotions. Evolve into what spirit is guiding you to do. Change is coming if you allow it. But think about what you're doing before you do it and go, what space am I operating from? Is it genuine or is this just because I want to feel good right now? Very, very important message, Libra. I don't know. I'm going to have to go meditate again. Libra, I wish you guys the best February. If you found this message resonated for you, like the video, please. It's greatly appreciated. You can subscribe to the channel if you've not already done so. To subscribe is one of the greatest ways to show appreciation for the channel. And if, remember, this was not a one-on-one reading. If you are interested in a personal reading and would like to elaborate on your situation, find my information in the description box below as well as the about section of the page. I wish you guys a fantastic month of March, guys. Take care of yourselves, love yourselves, nurture yourselves, sit with those emotions, address them, and then move forward. Don't carry them forward. That's so, so important because it will sabotage us every single time. So I'm sending you guys lots of love. Take care of yourselves and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.